Thank you guys for clicking on the video. I am Sully, and today we're back with Franchise Hockey Manager. I am sorry. I've been very inconsistent with these videos, and to be honest, it's just been the summertime. I've been going through some personal things that I haven't really talked about on my YouTube channel for a couple of months that have really affected me. But nonetheless, you know, I'm trying to stay consistent. I think my big thing with YouTube is a lack of consistency. And so I'm trying to be consistent. So we're going to continue on with the series. I just want to give a big shout out to Luke. He gave a lot of comments, and I really enjoyed his feedback because, you know, I feel like with these GM videos, and whether you do NHL GM videos or you do these, you know, Franchise Hockey Manager, it's hard to really tell if people actually watch from start to finish the whole video. But Luke in his comments is really cool. You know, just how he gives his tips and his viewpoints. So I really appreciate that. And he did say we are very strong defensively, except the PK. And I think that's what he said. And so I made some changes on the PK. I put actually I'll put Travis up on the first line PK with Morin. I may, for the PK, actually I may put Seth Jones and drop Savard and put Morin. And because I know Seth Jones is pretty good, Morin has pretty strong, I believe, defensive ratings. Okay, he's okay with his hitting and his stick checking. That's what we like in Morin. And so we're going to try and switch it up. Anything, put Seth Jones with Travis, because Travis is really good defensively. Kulikov we may change. Let's see, Kulikov. And then where's Louis? It's pretty much one way or the other. I'm going to leave Travis and Louis right where they are, but for the PK, I think we're gonna stick with those changes. Mason is declining, which is very unfortunate. I probably in this off season, again, I've already talked about in length with this team, but Mason is probably going to have to be on the move. Tomek, we're trying to get him up to 3.5 star, but either way, we're going to need to find a goaltender for the future, and right now it's sort of not looking that way in our farm system. So again, it's going to be interesting what we're going to have to do. But I think as of right now, if we can just play consistently, I think we'll be all right. And I think we'll be a better team for it. And I think acquiring Hurdle, I think we retooled a little bit, which is good. And yeah, I think we're ready. So the only thing was, I don't know. I may have to go back, and I think Luke talked about putting Couturier on the PK. I'm sorry if that's not what you said. I may have to. I should go back and reread it, but we're gonna press on. I really don't see us making any trades. You know, I've been trying to do a lot of scouting, and the thing is, we're really tight. You know, financially, we're pretty tight. We only have, you know, if we go in the free agency right now, we only have. We have like 1.5 mil, and so, you know, and at this stage in the game, if we're gonna have to give up a lot to get anything, you know, and our players are adequate as of now. You know, we don't. The only thing I would go out as of right now to get hands down would be a goaltender, but I mean, if you look at the ability, we could give up some centers. We have a lot of centers that are decent and young, and our center core is very strong right now. We could look at that. Yeah, I mean, we could look at. I think that may be a route we should probably take. But again, I mean, let's just go through. I don't know. Let's just filter out really quickly. Let's take a look at this before we start the simulating, because I did want to try and get the rest of the season done, but I don't think that's going to happen. So let's just see very quickly. Oh, don't do that. All right, let's see. Let's just see, like, for goalies, we're looking really quickly at what we could do. I mean, we could get quick, but I don't know if that's going to be... I'm just looking. Hiller's not really what we want. We could go after Gibson. Gibson's 26. I mean, let's just see. Like, trade offer. We would stick with the goaltender for $6 million. Let's just see. Like, if we go after, you know, Gibson. Like, I don't know if I would actually pull this. It depends on what would happen. But let's just see if we can offer Mason at 6.8. Mason, add player. Hardly likely they will accept the offer. And where's the center position? Here we go. So we can offer like, I mean, we could offer this guy. We could offer Jones. Oh, they actually would take that? Oh my. Wait a minute, Leo. He has the potential to be a good player. Oh my. What is Gibson's ratings? I didn't even think this would work out. Man, I was just joking, but you know what? I mean, I can throw in... We have 2/3 from Anaheim. Let's throw Anaheim's back at him. Oh my gosh. Actually, let's try 6th. 5th from next year? The offer is 2 week. Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, let's throw their 3rd back at them. Actually, we'll throw... Yeah, let's give them back their 3rd, right? The offer is 2 week. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I was going off the top of my head, but that's what I'm saying is that we can try a trade, but we have to give up a lot to get marginally better or a little bit better. So we're just going to simulate now. We're going to try and get through the month of... We're going to try and get through the season. We only have a couple, you know, we should blow through it. I'm going to try and simulate this really quickly. President's Trophy, probably not. We have to look out for Carolina. I should probably check if Mason's in net. But we're tied with Pittsburgh right now in the Metropolitan. We're having a good season. I mean, we responded really well. I don't know about the playoffs, man. Vancouver is looking like a studly team. We win 3-1. Yeah, so Vancouver is looking like a studly team. Some trades coming down. A 2nd round pick for Josh? See, I sort of don't get, like, I sort of wish we could make trades like that. I mean, maybe it's based on, you know, what their needs are, but I sort of would like for us to get that kind of deal. I mean, if a second round pick is worth that much, then surely. But anyways, we win 2-1, so that's good for the defense. We're trying to limit those goals against and trying to shore up some PK for the playoffs. So again, the game's just saving right now, going through its saving state. I think it is. Yeah, it should be simulating. Oh, there it goes. Oh man, the screen just... Alright, well you guys can't see it on your end, but the screen just sort of glitched out. I hope it resets. It says it's not responding in the top left, so maybe it just needs a second, because when the month advances, it automatically saves and all that stuff. I know I'm looking at it on XSplit, and you guys really aren't seeing this change. Alright, there it goes. It went back to normal. So we should pretty much roll through March fairly quickly. Like I said, I want to. We're just going to see some trades. Polka, Letty. If you're keeping track of what's going around the NHL, Chicago and Arizona making a trade. Looks about even. Nothing too major. And the Ducks make a trade. They weren't giving up a goaltender, but it seems like they were already in talks. Detroit making some moves, and New Jersey trying to get better. So we're just going to simulate. We're just going to knock it all out. Let's get the whole month done. Unless there's a back-to-back, I don't think I will make a goaltending switch. Or, well, back-to-back, here we are. But you look for assists. Voracek is first. Couturier is fourth. Zucker is there for points. Couturier, Voracek. So that, I mean, that first line has been so critical for us. So we lose 5-3. And then we'll throw in Tomek. Give Mason the night off. Let's see if Tomek can bring out the victory. We could really use him right now to pull out victory. It would be sort of nice. And 6-5. But again, it's interesting, you know, that the defense has been so shaky. But you know, it's hard to see, like, we give up, you know, games like 6-5, but then we have games like 2-1. It could be Mason's going to have bad nights. You know, Mason is just going to, he's not going to perform well, and that's all right. I mean, again, I think we have to look in the offseason if we can move him out for that contract. So, but anyways, we have Pittsburgh. Big game for the Metropolitan standings. Pittsburgh can tie us, if not take the lead, and we lose 4-3. So they tie us, but we remain in first. Meanwhile, Vancouver is slowly marching to 100 points. But we win 6-2 against Toronto. Big win for us. We will take that. We're going to keep on simulating just to confirm that my man Mason is in net. He is. So we're going to continue on. Yeah, and so Vancouver is rolling, and Vancouver is a really impressive team over the years they built. I think they will definitely be a playoff contender easily. And Pittsburgh marches ahead to first in the Metropolitan. The Islanders, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion unless we heavily stumble and fall through the last, you know, couple of games. I really don't see us not making the playoffs unless New York can really, like, reel off something and we go on a major haul. Well, speaking of that, we lose 5-1 to Montreal. Montreal's fifth right now. They're fighting for a playoff spot. But then we win 6-3 against the Islanders, and that's big because the Islanders are trailing right there with us. So, you know, we're moving along, and again, if we don't fumble, we stay the course, we should be all right. Playing against Anaheim, the team that we tried to have trade talks with, and I mean, I guess it's good we didn't give up that third round pick, but at the same time, we win 5-4. At the same time, you know, I think it would have been nice to get Gibson. So we have San Jose. We win 2-1. So there we have back-to-back wins, which is nice. And we're making a little bit of a push now. 93 points. We're still way out of President's Trophy. And I think that run is going to come to an end. And it's tough when you get used to such a consistent level. And there's a big win, 8-2, as you can see in the top left. Once you get used to that level of play where we win consecutive President's Trophies, it seems like everything else is at a loss. But at this point with this team, I think a Stanley Cup is what we need. Tampa Bay coming in there first in the East, and we lose. I think it was an overtime loss, so we do gain a point, but we lose 5-4, I think it was. I'm just taking a sip of water here while I watch the season unfold. We're coming into the last 8 games or so. We win 5-1 against Ottawa. So the good news is, again, with 8 games left, barring a colossal failure, we will achieve 100 points, which is good. And I think right now we're gonna ride out Mason. I think it's best to get him in that groove of playoff time hockey. He's going to be the workhorse. Tomek really isn't going to get a lot of playing time in the playoffs. And we win 5-1 against Detroit. Detroit, as you can see, is I believe they're 8th in the Atlantic, so they're not doing well. We win again 5-2 against the Islanders, so we are reeling off some wins. And I don't know, maybe, just playing Mason and not switching Tomek, maybe that could have been the difference maker, because now we're really on a roll. And, you know, we've had a couple games where we give up a bunch of goals, but we've weathered that storm. And you can see Voracek now leading the league in assists. And we play against Columbus. And Columbus is 4th in the Metropolitan. Sort of trying to get that wild card positioning going. And I know they're fighting for their season with a couple games left. This is a game we shouldn't, you know, overlook. And the reason why the simulating is taking so long is because of the save at the end of the month. And I think I may turn that off for next season, because I think the simulation would go by even faster if I turn that off. And actually, I think I'll autosave frequency. We'll just do disabled. We'll just do disabled. That's probably best. I can save after the recording. So we're just going to next month. Actually, we may need to stop because we should end the season at this point. So we play Toronto coming up in a couple of days in Toronto. They're looking like they could be a playoff team that we may face. Look at this, though. I mean, this is so tight in the Atlantic. You know, 89 points. Buffalo's there. Florida's there. Even Ottawa. You know, because you look at third. I mean, 94 points. That's all movable with a couple games left. And we lose 5-4. We have Carolina coming up. Carolina has really struggled. Not really doing too well. They're definitely under 500 if you calculate, or if you include the overtime losses as well. We lose to Carolina. So we'll see against Florida. We lose 6-2. So we're starting to take a couple bumps. And you know what? I think I'm just going to let... We play Pittsburgh. I want to stop the sim. I don't know if I clicked in time. But either way, I think I'm going to give Mason the night off as we win against Montreal 7-2. I'm just going to give Mason the night off. Let him... You know, he doesn't need to do anything right now, so just let him rest. As you can see right here, actually, after this week's over, I'll pause it. Barry Trotz's job is in jeopardy. Who would have thought of that? We'll click on, and that's 2020. So we win 5-3 against Montreal. So let's take a look at once the simulation is done and caught up. Let's take a look at that. Oh, so here are the playoffs. The playoffs have, we have the bracket down, but let's take a look. Barry Trotz refuses to address the rumor that's circulating about his job as head coach of the Washington Capitals being in jeopardy, but the 57-year-old bench boss will no doubt be hoping his team's fortunes turn around soon so he can keep his post. So, let's take a look at the playoffs. Let's see how it breaks down really quickly, and then we are going to look at how the season broke down for us as a whole, and then we'll end the video. So we are facing... Oh, I blanked out. I was like looking for Philadelphia, and I thought we didn't make the playoffs. We are facing Boston. We are the number 1 seed coming out of our division. And so... Again, an Islanders rematch or Pittsburgh rematch, again, will be facing us in that second round if we beat Boston. Boston, here's a quick breakdown. They have Rask in net, and they have a couple studs. You look at their center core. Center core is really solid, and then they have Pasternak on the wing. For their left wing, looking a little bit soft, but their defense, they do have it down pat. They are good defensively, but nonetheless, let's take a look at just stats real quick, the standings, where things evened out, how we, you know, just how everything broke down for us to end the 2019-2020 season. So stats, please. Thank you. Team stats. You can take a look at everything right here, which again, this is why I love Franchise Hockey Manager and I continue to play it. You can see for goals, Crosby, Tavares, Zucker with 46, not bad. Then you have McDavid, Kucherov, Pasternak, Stamkos, and Tarasenko. Assist, there he is. Voracek continues to lead the way. Couturier and Zucker. So you see the assists, same thing carried over to points. Zucker, Voracek, Couturier, and then we had Couturier and Zucker in there for shots, plus minus Voracek plus. Look at that, Couturier, Zucker, and Voracek. That first line, it was on fire this year. This year was an amazing year for them. So team stats, the big things that I wanted to check were goals against. So where's Philadelphia? All right, let's just check goals against a game. So we were 19th for goals against per game, that's fine. That's all right. You know, we were lower tier, but it's all right. The PK, we were 30th. We moved up to 28th. And then the power play, the power play was second in the NHL. So, you know, I don't know. It's, you know, you can only do so much with our lines. I think the bottom two lines are what sort of hold us back, but I could be wrong. For the stats, let's quickly break it down. You guys know Zucker, Couturier, Voracek, Voracek, Couturier, Zucker, Zucker, Couturier, Voracek. I mean, I should have just gone to this screen. We were first in goals per game, tied for 18th. So our offense is on fire. We don't allow too many shots, but we do give up a bunch of goals. And I think that's in part because of the PK. I think the PK is what really hurts us. But honestly, I mean, I thought putting Lawton with Adam would be decent, but I may need to switch that up, and I may need to put Silverberg instead. Like, I think Silverberg would probably be better. Let's check his defensive rating. Yeah, he's 14. So during the playoffs, because the games aren't like every day back to back, I may run Silverberg first line on the penalty kill with Lawton. That's a lot more shored up with Travis and Seth Jones, because again, at this point, I want to win a cup. That's what matters to me. Not really like President's Trophy, even though that would have been nice. It's not the end of the world that we didn't get it. And hats off to Vancouver. They have a young team. They're going to be on fire. They're going to be tough for years to come. They're playing Nashville. You know, good luck to them. First game is against Boston. Coming up, the season record, we lost two. Well, it says 2-1. Oh, so we've won 2-1 against Boston. Okay. And so we'll see. I have to make sure of this, though. I gotta make sure. Let me go to, oh no. Let me check. Okay, let me go lines. Let me go Mason. Okay, let me put him in just to make sure. So I will see you guys. Playoffs have finally started. Boston, let's hope this year is our year and we can finally get another Stanley Cup under our belts. I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.